This one's kind of means more to me because of my father. I lost him last year, and it was a particularly tough time for me. So, yeah, I thought about him today a little bit, even before the game, and, you know, he's the one that set me off on this path. It's hard for me to articulate, but I get the sense that people just see it in me because it's who I am, and it was the same with the Socceroos. So we're game day, boys, yeah? So when you walk out today, just think about one thing, right? You think about the person in your life, as I've always said to you, it could be your mum, could be your dad, could be your brother, sister, uncle, grandfather, partner, friend, coach, somebody in your life that when you started, believed in you more than anyone else.
Well done, Fred!
That when you said, I want to play football and you were passionate about it, they're the ones that made the sacrifices. They're the ones that pushed you. That when people said to you, you're not good enough, they're the ones that picked you up and said, no, you keep going.
Oh, bad luck. Come on, Jack. Oh.
Think about that person. Think about how that person's going to feel when we win tonight. When they're at home and the text messages start coming through to them and people ringing them and people sharing the experience with them. And when they wake up tomorrow morning in Australia and everyone wants to talk to them, they'll feel like it's them that's achieved it. And you know what? It is them. Because that's who you're walking out with tonight. When I walk out, my old man's next to me. He's a hard man, my old man, still is today. But he's the one that kept saying to me, no, you can keep doing what you're doing. You're going to love this game and you're going to make it to the very top. Hard man, though. When we won the Asian Cup, said, fucking went to his place because he can't travel. Here's the Asian Cup medal. Dad? He goes, well done, son, but if you'd made a substitution a little bit earlier and you stopped this playing out from the back shit, you wouldn't have gone into extra time and you'd be fine. Still a hard man, can't please him. That's who made me. He walks out with me tonight. Every day, he would be off at work before I got up for school. He'd come home at night, well after it got dark. He'd literally sit at the dinner table, just chow down dinner, and then sit in front of the TV for half an hour, fall asleep on the couch. And that was our routine. And it was hard for a young boy like me to get a connection there, but come Sunday, mate, when we had to go to Middle Park, he was just a different bloke. We would drive into the car park and I could just see his sort of shoulders just relax and he'd get so animated, and we'd walk through the gates and the smell of the souvlaki come in and the noise, the vibrancy. My dad started talking because for the most part, everyone's talking Greek, so I guess all the conversations he had in his head during the week that he couldn't have because of the language barrier, he just unleashed walking into there. So, and for me, as a little kid, looking up at him walking through there, mate, I go, like, I loved what the club did to my father. So, and that's why I ended up loving the club. I clicked fairly early that, you know what, if I love this like he loves this, then I'll get close to him. So you reckon if my old man was out there, he'd be afraid of Germans, Argentinians, Brazilians? That's not what he instilled into me when I was young. That's not the people who made that sacrifice for you in your life. That's not how they raised you. So let them walk out with you tonight. That when the opposition are looking across at you, they're not just looking at you, they're looking at what made you. They're looking at the people who made you. When I looked around the room, and they weren't all of migrant backgrounds, some come from, country areas, and I knew their journey, and so when I was talking to them, that was the message about the values that the game has given us. I want to wake up tomorrow morning in the papers and not talking about the next AFL player who fucking farted, or the fucking NRL player who did something stupid, or some fucking rugby union thing. I want them talking about our fucking game. I want them talking about us. You wouldn't be sitting here today unless there was a person in your life who just gave you the most enormous love and belief that, you know what, I don't give a fuck what happens to me, what people say about me, what challenges I have, I'm gonna fucking make it. All right, enjoy your lunch.